for Charles Wiley. JJ, you're up first.
Hey, Chuck, how's it going?
Doing great. How y'all doing?
Not too bad, thanks. How have you guys practiced this week?
We've been practicing with a lot of energy, just trying to fly around, just trying to, keep everything on the up and up, and just working on tackling and just working on just all the things that this last week that we were struggling with.
What's the overall confidence level with the guys on the team at this point of the season?
We have great confidence. I mean, we still feel like we could win out. I feel like at the end of the day, as long as everybody comes with it week by week and just comes to work, everybody does what the coaches have planned for us to do, everything can go great.
Hey, Greg, you're up.
Chuck, coaches talked to us about you guys wanting to make this a November to remember. What does that mean to you?
Everybody remembers what happens in November. You can have a great season up to November, and then just skunk out the rest of the season, and they gonna remember you as the dude that skunked out. Or you can have a mediocre year all throughout the season and have a great end of the season, and everybody's gonna remember that. Everybody remembers what happens the last month of football.
Yeah, that's interesting because especially with a team being 4-4 the way you are, you can really turn it either way at this point in the year. Do you see this as an opportunity to make a statement?
Yes, I do. I believe that everybody on the team understands that as well, and I think that that's why the energy and just the attention to detail has been rising at the level that it has been.
Has the physicality been rising in practice too? I think Coach told us that was going to be an emphasis this week.
Yes, it has, and at the end of the day, we still got to keep each other safe, but you always got to fit with that head and hands, and that's been a big emphasis. We didn't tackle well last week, and that's definitely something that Coach Nix has been trying to just get for us to do and get back at, and just take it week by week.
Do you think playing at a higher level physically in practice does lead to better tackling during the games? Are those things connected?
I agree, because everything's muscle memory. If you've been practicing it for the whole week, and that's been on your mind, that's what you've been doing, I feel like it's hard for you to do it the whole week, and then during the game you just lose it. So at the end of the day, it's muscle memory.
I guess the downside to practicing that physically is just the wear and tear with how long you guys have been going at it this season, 8 straight weeks. How do you kind of manage that side of it? How do you hold up physically when you're going to try to have a more physical practice session?
At the end of the day, we still got to keep each other safe. No going to the ground, no stupid things in practice, no trying to get your ego up during the situation. But, we have a great strength and conditioning staff and a great training staff. They've all been just doing great by us body-wise, and they make sure that we're safe. They make sure they understand, the coaches understand the load in which that we're taking, and they give us the up and up on just, how to maintain our bodies with, having such a physically endured practices that we've had.
How do you evaluate the defensive play overall against FAU? What sort of jumped out when you looked at the film?
I believe that we could have tackled better. I think that when we have plays that should be made, they need to be made, because those couple yards or those explosive plays, they begin to add up after a while and at the end of the game. I believe that we have to get takeaways. We have to get the ball back in the offense's hand. And just at the end of the day, just, the things that we were weak at, we need to capitalize week after week.
You may not have gotten the takeaways as much this week, but you guys did create a lot of negative plays with a high tackle for loss total. What sort of went into that, or how do you create so many plays behind the line of scrimmage?
Just guys playing hard, guys. At the end of the day, it's just grit. At the end of the day is who wants it more. So, it's just one of those things that it's really hard to explain. It's just something that you just got to be in and just got to be able to see it. Like, when one guy gets it, the next guy looks at it like, oh, I can do that. So they get it. And the next guy beside them gets it. And it's like, it just becomes a domino effect.
With the last two games in particular, do you see a difference in how you guys played defensively in the first half compared to the second half?
Yeah, we definitely need to start off faster. That's something that I can especially struggle with sometimes, is getting off to a slow start. But at the end of the day, we don't want to get away from what we're being taught and what we're being told. But we definitely do need to start a little faster than we normally have. I feel like, once we get the jitters and we realize like, oh, we can compete with anybody, that second half we just come out blazing. But we definitely need to the confidence level needs to go up earlier in the game, and we got to let loose and speed up our play early on.
Where can you get that spark from, or how can you make that happen faster? Is there anything you've thought of that could be different going forward?
Just when the guy makes a play, that should just give the next guy beside them like the opportunity to feel like, oh, I can do that too. Or, guys that aren't encouraging the next guy to make a play. Or when we make a play, being able to celebrate those plays and just get the morale and the juice up early on.
Do you see any difference in how your defense is playing overall at this point in the season compared to earlier in the year, ways you guys have changed or grown?
I mean, honestly, that's kind of hard. That's kind of a hard question just because at the end of the day, we don't really do anything different. Everything is the same. Everything, we have great coaching staff. They are going to make sure that we are prepared for the situation and the task at hand. So it's kind of hard to be able to tell, like, as a player. But I feel like at the end of the day, our coaches got the plan on locks, and they gonna know what to do for us, and we just gonna do it.
How about against Rice particularly then? What are going to be the biggest keys there to slowing down their offense?
Just play physical. We got to wrap up. This running back is pretty good. Quarterback is pretty good. We just got to wrap up, tackle, bring to the ground, make sure we play extremely aggressive, and just stay in our game.